While some of the biggest 90s rock bands like Radiohead, Foo Fighters, and Pearl Jam have catapulted themselves into even more spectacular careers in the ensuing years, others have sadly fallen off the radar. So let's check out what some of them are up to. You might remember the Shirley Manson-fronted Garbage for any number of reasons. Their first two albums, Garbage and Version 2.0, won a string of awards and sold millions of copies worldwide. They also contributed the title track to The World Is Not Enough in 1999. And they were one of the architect acts of the post-grunge movement. The third album, Beautiful Garbage, was released in 2001, but it wasn't as successful as its predecessors, thanks mostly to some less than stellar reviews. After the release of their fourth album, Bleed Like Me, the group announced an indefinite hiatus in 2005. They finally reunited in 2011 and have released 2 albums since then. Their next album is expected to arrive in 2019 or 2020, so Garbage might very well be around for a while.
Do you feel slightly more iconic these days?
Yes, I feel very iconic.
The Verve were one of Britain's most successful rock acts during the 90s. Part Britpop, part shoegaze, they won numerous Brit Awards, topped the charts repeatedly, and were nominated for a Grammy in 1999 for Bittersweet Symphony. But things haven't exactly been smooth sailing since then for the Verve. They've split up 3 times in their 19 years on the scene, and since the most recent split in 2009, it's been reported that guitarist Nick McCabe and bassist Simon Jones aren't on speaking terms with frontman Richard Ashcroft. Jones and McCabe have since gone on to form their own band, Black Ships, which has since changed its name to Black Submarine. They're still going, while Ashcroft has had decent success in his own solo career. Dave Matthews Band formed in 1991 in Charlottesville, Virginia. By the end of the decade, they had won Grammy Awards, sold out huge venues across America, and sold millions of albums worldwide. In 2003, Dave Matthews himself and lead guitarist Tim Reynolds headed out on an intimate acoustic tour without the rest of the band. Months later, Matthews released his first solo album, which netted him another Grammy. But the band never split, as they continued to tour and release music without incident until 2008, when saxophonist Leroy Moore died after complications from an ATV accident. The band's next album, Big Whiskey and the Gru Grux King, was named in honor of and inspired by Moore. It went platinum and was nominated for 2 Grammys in 2010. In 2018, the band's violinist, Boyd Tinsley, announced his hiatus from the group to focus on his health, but he was subsequently fired when abuse allegations were levied against him. Despite this, DMB is still going strong, having dropped their 9th studio album in 2018. Counting Crows' debut solo album, August and Everything After, was a huge hit when it came out in 1993, as it went on to sell 10 million copies worldwide. The band continued strong through the rest of the decade and survived on the other side, releasing their 4th album, Hard Candy, in 2002. One particular high point since then came in 2004, when Accidentally in Love, their contribution to the Shrek 2 soundtrack, was nominated for an Oscar. In 2009, Counting Crows left their label Geffen Records. The band's members embarked on their own individual projects through the early 2010s, though Counting Crows as a group continued to release live and covers albums up until 2013. In 2014, the band released their 7th studio album, Somewhere Under Wonderland, to largely positive reviews from critics. They were also on the road touring as recently as 2018 and 2019. Sonic Youth is a name synonymous with 90s rock bands. The brand of noisy post-punk places them up there with some of the best acts of the decade. Although they emerged during the 80s, they found true commercial success in the 90s, hitting such highs as a headline set at Lollapalooza, a number of critically acclaimed experimental albums, and a guest spot on The Simpsons. This momentum carried on through much of the 2000s, but they started to have serious tribulations as they entered their 3rd decade. One particular lowlight was receiving a rare 0.0 score from Pitchfork for their 2000 album NYC Ghosts and Flowers. In 2011, the band came to an end when Kim Gordon and Thurston Moore separated after 27 years of marriage. Other members, such as Lee Ranaldo, have moved on to solo projects. Hootie and the Blowfish's 1994 debut album, Cracked Rear View, earned the band a Best New Artist Grammy and has gone on to become one of the best-selling albums of all time. By 2018, it had reached a 21 times platinum certification in the US alone. Their second album, 1996's Fairweather Johnson, however, was nowhere near as successful. Hootie Mania died out hard, as the band was barely around in the late 90s and early 2000s. The group went on hiatus in 2008 so that frontman Darius Rucker could pursue his solo career. He managed to achieve bona fide country music stardom and has largely stood down from his role with the Blowfish. But the band is set to reunite in May 2019 for a 44-city tour alongside Bare Naked Ladies, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Cracked Rear View. And after that, they've got plans for a brand new studio album. So it looks like Hootie will be sticking around for a while after all.
We've been a band 33 years now. And so getting back together was, I don't think we felt like we were ever apart.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.